Okay, let's talk what the kit's going to look like for our Bothy Threads Scandy Tree Stitch Along. Okay, I'm going to open it up. I may have already opened it up to check it out. So for the Stitch Along, it's going to be online. You can do everything online. You do not have to come into store to do it. We may do a couple things where you can come into store if you choose to, but there will be no requirement. It's a busy time of year. I get it. So this is on a parchment colored Aida cloth. That is 14 count. So that's this here. Comes with all of the threads already organized. And you'll see they have the markings here that line up to the pattern. Now I can't show you the entire pattern because obviously this is copyrighted, but I can show you at least part of the pattern. Here. So this is part. And so they've been very good to remind us that we're doing a blend of threads for the W symbol here. So here we're going to be mixing this white with this beautiful, I don't know if you're going to capture this on camera or not, but it's this beautiful filament, I guess I would call it maybe. And it has this gorgeous sparkle to it. And there's tips on how to make that easier to work with, apparently. My sister was telling me and I'm like, okay, you need to stop because what we're going to do is, she's an experienced stitcher. She has stitched for years. I'm in awe of what she's capable of doing. So she's taking a kit. She's going to actually kit it out differently and do a completely different colorway and on a different fiber. What do you call this? I don't know. So she's not stitching on Aida cloth. I am. I'm a beginner. This is a good spot for me to begin with. It comes with a little thing of beads and sparkles. It even comes with the needle you need, which is pretty handy. So if I open up my beads and sparkles little container here, we've got these beautiful little guys that stitch on. The little bow for on top of the tree. Reminds me of a bow you put on bras. And I don't know if the camera's gonna capture this, hopefully it does. These little stars that go on just for a little bling, you know. So I get those back into there without losing any. Okay, I'll do that in a minute. Then there's also instructions. So it explains how the stitches work. It tells you different information. And they even have a helpline. I'm not going to use the helpline. I have a sister. But these cottons, I guess, are called stranded cottons. So each one of these little pieces, and some of you are going to be laughing at me because you know all this, is actually made up of 6 strands. So we're going to take one of those strands doubled to work with this. And it's just cross stitches and back stitches for this one, which is why it's a good beginner pattern. But if you're not a beginner, there are ways to level this up. And so that's what my sister will be doing. And I will be doing the beginner one. So there it is, all done. Now our plan is to start in the middle, work our way up, and then finish the bottom, because some of this might be a lot of stitching for some. And if you run out of time, I want you to still have something close enough to finish that you can enjoy it for Christmas, because it's a busy time of year. And this is not meant to add stress to your life. It's supposed to be something enjoyable to allow you to slow down and enjoy the season a little bit. So I hope that gives you the information you need. And if you're looking at your little card with what will you stitch next, we've got a few of these here. Is that not the most adorable? And then this moth. Okay, that's not cross stitch, that's embroidery, but it feels doable. It feels doable. So I hope you'll join us, and there's an introduction to the kit that we'll be using for our stitch along, starting just after Thanksgiving in October and ending the second Sunday in December.